teenager, my hair was over my eyes.
Did you have an emo phase?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's been trying for a long time. It just doesn't work that well.
Alright, well, we're going to be jumping into Game 2. Fnatic versus G2, a dominant performance in Game 1. Let's see if G2 can bounce back right after the hype intro music.
So, G2 now on the blue.
Hi, my name is Riley McLean, and today I will talk to you about the Infinity Space that are the two fan bases of G2 Esports and Fnatic. These two teams have developed quite a rivalry up until this point, and we are here to discover exactly why and how the two fan bases interact with each other. While this rivalry exists between many different games the organizations both play in, the most prevalent and important one to this video is going to be the one that exists in the realm of League of Legends, which is a game played in a professional esports, and of which the fans can get very passionate about the game. As a very brief description of how the season works, there are 10 different teams that consist of 5 players, who will compete in a double round robin that makes up the regular season. This means that each team plays each other twice, and if your team record is made up from these games. If your team has a good enough record at the end of the split, you are able to compete in the postseason playoff bracket, which is in a tournament style, determining which individual team will win the trophy for their organization for that split. This rivalry spans back to the beginning of the LEC, which is the European Legion for the League of Legends esports, as both teams have been a part of the region for as long as it's been a thing. The reason that they are rivals more than other teams are is because they were the two best performing teams back in the day, and they took home the most trophies for their own organizations. This created a discourse among the fans of both organizations, each rooting for their own team's personalities and skills over the others, in hopes that they would win more often. While the rivalry has evolved since then, and become less prevalent as more good teams emerge, many of the fans still take the rivalry to heart, and whenever the two teams play each other, it's a big deal for both sides. Many of the team's followers tend to conduct the fan base on sites such as Reddit, Twitter, or the Instagrams of their respective teams. These conversions consist of banter between the two fan bases or even full-fledged arguments about which team they think is better and why. In a recent Reddit thread between the two fan bases, called G2 vs Fnatic Trash Talk thread, a few fans chimed in on what they thought about the two teams. One user said, "Let's see if Wonder, who is a player currently on Fnatic that got traded from G2 earlier this year, lets G2 down one last time." In a similar type of Reddit thread, this time under the r/Fnatic, fans of the team stated how fun it was to watch their team win, or how good they thought the players played out the series. A user in this thread stated, "Razork stepped up and finally Humanoid shows how it feels to have a team carrying a mid laner after 4 years. This shows that even though there may have been rough patches in the road, they are happy with the players that they currently have, and love that their team is winning." This year, G2 lost to Fnatic in the first round of the playoffs of the LEC, throwing G2 into the lower bracket of playoffs. This created discourse between the two fan bases, as both teams still thought that their teams were better, and would instigate arguments. While Fnatic fans tended to stay away towards the side of saying we are better, and this proves it, G2 fans trusted in the new roster of their team, and knew that they would bounce back in the coming weeks. Since then, their feelings have been validated, not dropping a game, let alone a match, to either Team Vitality or Misfits Gaming, and in the best-of-5 formats of playoffs. As Fnatic then lost their match to Rogue, this puts Fnatic into the last stage of the losers bracket against, guess who? G2 Esports. This was essentially a rematch of the first playoff match, finally showing which team will have bragging rights to say their team was better in the 2022 spring split of the LEC. The team that came out on top was G2 Esports. And while the split might be over and G2 having won, the fans still support the team that they love and look forward to the next split. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you have a great day.